Okay, I'm very excited about this. This is not something I usually do. I'm not a big, uh, opening video kind of person. But those of you who have been following along with me recently know that I have been working with a Chinese publishing firm, and I was one of 15 young adult authors chosen to participate in writing this collection of children's science fiction and fantasy stories to be distributed to the Chinese audience as a collection. It's called, the best that I can do with the translation is War on Aliens is the series name. I was chosen to choose to write one of the books, and I did quite some time ago, back at the beginning of this year. And it's been a long time for them to go through the translation process because I do not speak or write Chinese, but I wrote the book in English, and then it went through an extensive translation process and was put together for distribution to the Chinese audience. Do a little Google research on the massive importance of science fiction as a genre to the contemporary Chinese culture right now. It's a huge movement, and it's a great way to get interesting ideas into the hands of both young people and adults in China in ways that maybe they otherwise aren't getting there. So the idea behind this series, I'm very fortunate to be working with Peng Yang, who is an internationally renowned children's book author from China, and his publishing partners to put this together. I'm a little out of breath. You'll notice the oxygen thing. I literally just got out of the hospital, had a little issue that I won't go into, but I have to have a little help breathing right now. But I'm so excited. So anyway, really happy to be working with these people. Really, really excited because not only am I seeing the book for the first time, not only did they translate it into Chinese, they also illustrated it. My story is about a young girl who is going to school on an interstellar arc populated by a half a dozen different interstellar species, and she is the only human there. So all of her friends are various kinds of aliens, and I have no idea how they represented them. So I'm tearing it open as we speak because I'm tired of waiting and you're tired of hearing me talk. So I'm doing my best. I might have to have my son get me a pair of scissors out of the kitchen, which he's going to do. And in the meantime, I will continue to struggle with this. The book was a lot of fun to write. I had a lot of fun introducing a lot of interesting ideas like tolerance for people in the knife thing, tolerance for those who are different from you, language issues, naming issues, all kinds of things that we all struggle with as it is between humans, and using the aliens as a metaphor for this young lady to learn how to get along with others and band together and work together against what might be an even larger, more dangerous foe than simply her classmates. They've done a really good job. I got it out of the first set of packaging. Now I'm digging through the second set of packaging. Oh my goodness. There's tape. There's plastic. Now there's bubble wrap. Holy cow. Now I'm taking it out of the bubble wrap. Humans versus aliens. That took almost 4 minutes for me to get to this point. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll put a time code on the description so that you can just jump ahead to the more interesting part. Humans versus aliens. When I wrote the book, this young woman's name, if this is supposed to represent her, my main character, is Mitzi. I don't know if they kept to that name. And this apparently is one of the aliens. And it is true that in the lore for one of the alien species, there are a lot of serpent and planet-eating metaphors. And I'll leave it at that. Awesome! Very excited that Peng Yang signed it. That makes it that much more exciting to me. Super stoked. And right here, we see him on the inside cover. And there's me down below with some at least portion of my bio. I presume it's true. And then there are illustrations on the interior. So there she is. This is the first time I'm seeing them. I'm seeing them with you. Representations of all the different aliens that I created for her to go to school with on this giant interstellar arc. We can see behind her, I presume that the circular mechanical thing represents the arc, which is just referred to as the cylinder. I'm going to say 5 miles long. I'm not sure that's true. It's been a while since I wrote the book. Might be 15 miles. I don't remember. I'll have to read it again. And then as we go through the book, I won't bore you with every page. Here's some representations of some of the individuals and publishers and notable persons involved in the process. Oh, even better. And her name is Mitzi. These are all the different aliens with descriptions of what they're like and what they're, perhaps a little bit about their cultures or something. Again, I'm not sure exactly what it says, but each one is listed there. So there's Mitzi, our main character. This one is one of her best friends named Box Top, which is as close as the translator could get to her name. This one down here is Phlegm, another one of her friends. I love this little representation. It's such a cool combination of what I saw in my head and something that has very different kinds of popular cultural influences. Her parents, I presume, Mitzi's parents, who are scientists aboard the cylinder. That's why she ends up going there. The Kundasent is a different kind of alien species. And Ave and Angel are a pair of twins who, again, are among her school chums. They have some very special powers and some very interesting differences between the two of them. And I'm just going to have to take still shots because I can't put you through me geeking out over this, but here we are with the ship arriving, the shuttle arriving, bringing her to go to school at the ship. Here's what life looks like outside the window. And it is primarily text, but we see that there's an illustration every 1 or 2 chapters. There's a lot of excitement. I hope you speak Chinese. I hope you're excited to actually read the story and you can read Chinese because there's much adventure to be had. And they have to do a lot of things that are dangerous and exciting and important. And in the end, perhaps the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Humans versus aliens. I'm really, really, really proud to be a part of this series. You guys have been awesome sticking with me through this whole process. I am discovering it just as you are, and I'm probably being a little silly about the whole thing, but thank you for coming along for the ride. My understanding is that this will also eventually see release in an English language version. Should that still work out to be the case, I will absolutely be thrilled to let everybody know when that's ready to happen. But I am so excited. And it makes it worth spending 2 days in the hospital hooked up to a bunch of machines trying to figure out how to keep me breathing so that I could come home and discover this and share it with you. Thanks, everybody.